Hello. It is 1:48 p.m., not a.m. UK time. UK time. Southeast UK. Southeast England. Um, I hope you know what I'm going to do? I should have done this immediately. I'm just going to lower the volume a tiny bit on my mix here. Because there's vocals in this mix. It's a nice mix though, so hopefully, there we go. Hopefully that's perfect now in terms of mix. I am, hello again. I am working on this, colouring it. Currently working on the section here. Wait, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Zoom in. There we go. I'm working on the back section, which is almost like a chemistry set. You know, beakers, etc. Bunsen's. Actually, no Bunsen's. Beakers. Other glassware. Flasks, right? Flasks. Beakers and flasks. And test tubes. I think those are called test tubes. And I'm trying to work out, I think actually, if I zoom back out again, I think actually I could probably colour some of that glass stuff a little lighter. I'll keep these two in this kind of slightly duller purple, but I reckon I could get away with doing maybe two more shades that are a little brighter. Yeah. Like maybe a lighter cream. Or even actually, no, I think this beige might be a bit too light. I'll give it a go. Let's try it out. If I use the old eyedropper tool. That's the beige, the only beige I've got in the palette so far. I mean, do you really ever need more than one shade of beige? Name me something that's multiple shades of beige. Oh, I know. A 90s office suite. What am I going to colour beige? I'm going to start with this thing, I think. Let's see. Actually, no, I want to do a stroke. Am I on the colour layer? I'm not. Now I am. How's everybody doing? I've come in and just started working immediately because I've got no time to lose. So much going on. So if I want to make any progress, I need to just come in hot, no waffling. If you want to know more about what I'm working on, you're going to have to watch another one of the streams, another one of the VODs where I do explain what this is, the channel and so on. You can find all the VODs going all the way back to November last year even. On my YouTube channel, same username as this Twitch channel, and if you're already watching on YouTube, well, you already know what my username is. It's Nola Draws, by the way. KNOWLERDRAWS. Okay, let's try that beige. I think it's going to be too light. I want some light colours, but I think this may be pushing it a little far. Boom. Let's see. Shift M. Yeah. It's just a little too bright. So, do I make it a duller, darker beige, or do I make it a brighter shade of this, which is I've called Purple 3? Maybe I do. I guess it depends. Let's zoom out. Come on. like how much variety of colour do I want back there? And I suppose I do want a variety of colour there. So okay, what I'll do is I'll do another beige, because as we were saying, there's only one shade of beige in the current setup. Actually, let's just check out that yellow. I don't think yellow's going to work either. I think the yellow's too saturated, but let's find out. Oh no, yeah, that's... No. It's going to be a beige, and it's going to be a duller beige. Sorry, I've got a bit of hay fever. I will try not to make too many disgusting sounds on the mic. Beige 2. And then what I'll do is I will paste that. I say paste. I will fill this with that said beige. Said beige. Would that actually even work? No, it's too grey. What a mistake to make. Hold on. Actually, let's zoom all the way out, because this way I can judge in comparison to the rest of the west. So I think duller, but not necessarily. Hold on. Vibrancy down a bit, not too much. Saturation also down a bit. Is this just going to end up looking like the colour I just rejected? It's funny, like the less saturated I get, the actually brighter it looks. Well, I guess that makes sense. Back to vibrancy. Is that basically what I already had? I mean, it's so vaguely different. Maybe. Okay, let's go a touch less vibrant. And then is that nice? Is that a nice colour? Look at all these like shades of yellow and brown. I mean, it very much is a palette of this era. Sorry, I've been using this as my reference. Colour palette reference. I mean, I'll stick to it for now, but I don't know if I'm happy with this shade. I mean, alternatively, no, I want there to be a variety there. I think what I'll also use is an orange shade there too. So the shades that I have under the table are like this. They're sort of the blues and the browns. So I suppose I want something similar to this, but because it's glassware and it's got light on it, sort of a bit more, brighter. Reflections will help, and glare and all the rest of it. I mean, again, I'm not going to go crazy with the detail, but a little bit of that sort of thing. How's everybody doing? I think I already asked that question, but this time I meant it sincerely. Okay. Well, why don't I, you know what I'm going to do? Why don't I... So it's like that colour. Brown. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a bit more zen at the moment, and that is stroke some of these line works, Alt V, and then Also, I need to work out how I'm doing the transparency as well. I'm not going to do the transparency, I don't think, by adjusting opacity of colours, because that often looks a bit rubbish. I'm just going to use my own, like, make hues for, like, for instance, okay, sorry, an example here, like, this will be a hue, and then there's obviously it behind the glass, which will be another hue because it's changed by the colour of this glass flask. And I won't do it where I have this hue, whatever it'll be, say an orange, and then that same orange with the opacity down. Therefore, it'll kind of mix with this flask colour. I will just create another hue, because that way I can be a bit more creative with hues, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you do. Actually, you know what? With this stroke, I might as well just go like this. There we go. There we go. And same again with this one. The current mix is also from SoundCloud. There's a record shop, online record shop, I think, called Growing Bin Records. And is this from the Growing Bin Records? Yes, Growing Bin Records. And they have a SoundCloud page. And they, have DJs make mixes for them. I think it's pretty standard practice, and they put those mixes up on their SoundCloud page. And this one's quite a nice mix, I thought, especially for this sort of work on a Tuesday afternoon. Right, I need to sort out some of the line work here, because this pull cord thing is getting kind of hidden by these test tubes. So what I might do is this layer. Oh, excuse me. Oh, really? This is the same layer, is it? Interesting. Right, it's all the rear layer. Okay, so fine. What I will do in that case is take you. Oh no, I'm on the sub layer. There we go. Drawing layer, line work layer, I should say. Try to pick out the. No, what are you doing? There we go. I can barely see what's what here. What a mess. Is that it? Yes. I can also tidy this up, but I'm going to put this on this temporarily on this overlay sublayer. Control Shift V, paste in place. Change the color to this for now, so I can see what's what. Now I can go back to this. I can delete, erase some of the unnecessary line work. Is this going to be one of those, sorry to YouTube watchers, because I don't have the music recording for that. I just have it on Twitch. But will this be one of those tracks that has a female singer sort of doing slightly euphemistic moaning noises? Can a moan be euphemistic? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It really is something that people don't tend to do anymore these days, right? 'Cause it's a bit embarrassing, I think. Getting, especially a female singer, to do like all the moaning stuff. Do I need to make this like 6 or 7 in width? Crikey, that is very, very fine now. It's right at the back though. Okay, seems roughly right. Come on. Have I got, what else have I got running? Maybe there's something I can close to reduce resources. No. I'm running very few software right now. They should just have sort of to... I mean, nobody'd want to hear this, but they should just have male vocalists now doing the moaning sounds. You know, for sort of reparations for all those years of it just being women singers singled out for that stuff. Women singers, female singers, singeresses. Oh my god, no, I won't even go into it. I have a relative who who's a bit old-fashioned, and a woman, and she, what did she say recently? It wasn't like Dr. S, but she called, what did she call? It's like a job profession. I tend to try to call male and female actors. I know that some female actors don't mind being called actresses, but I try to like not differentiate it, because exactly, you don't say Dr. S, you know what I mean? It just sounds a bit weird. Anyway, my relative, what did she say? She said something really funny, which made me laugh. It wasn't Dr. S, but it was akin to that. Was it like... what would it have been? It was a job that you would never suspect. Manageress? May have been manageress, something like that. Like, who calls female managers manageresses? This relative of mine does. It might be something to do with the fact that English is her second language, and in the language her mother tongue, native tongue, she you do make that differentiation, you know, because a lot of these languages, they any noun gets a male or a female gender assigned to it, which is, I think, very interesting in today's reach for equality. Like in French, why is a cat female? What does that mean about all the male cats? Oh, the batteries just died in my headphones, so I'm suddenly getting a lot flatter audio, but that's okay, I don't mind. I'll survive, I'll power through with a slightly less bassy. In fact, you know what, it may not even be the battery, it may just be, I've noticed, oh, that's far too fat. I've noticed that the battery sometimes needs jiggling around and then it works. So it's actually not so much the battery as it is the it's not so much the battery as it is the thing that holds the battery. Oh my god. First of all, can I open this thing? Batteries are stored in a panel, under a panel. Here we go, look. There's the battery. It might just be that I need to do this. Because I think these are new, these batteries. Is that doing anything? Oh, maybe it is just dead. Okay, one sec. I'm just going to grab a new battery for these headphones. Exciting stuff! AAA, by the way, if you're interested. AAA. Oh, can you hear that? That's my door squeaking. That's my door squeaking, and not my rear end. Okay, here's the moment of truth. There we go. Okay, so it wasn't the panel. This truly is a dead battery. Put you there. I've got like a huge, great big container of batteries which I need to take to a battery recycling point. Okay, this goes around like this apparently. Is that in? Yeah, okay, there we go. Back to bassy goodness, I hope. Oh yeah. What was I doing? I was doing this. No, it's a bit too pointy. Let me redraw that. Man, the lag is just wild on this drawing. It's just too big of a drawing. That works. And I guess what I'll quickly do is also just neaten up the if I take this, cut, paste it back here. Oh, actually, before I do paste it back, let me just get rid of that. Now paste. And then go back to this overlay sublayer and quickly neaten it up. Neaten it up. Is 7 good enough? I think so. Bit more like that, I think. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna ever so slightly neaten this drawstring thing. Drawstring thing. It's been such a long time since I started this drawing, I can't even remember drawing this originally. Oh, I see, okay, I can actually draw it much more like that. There we go. That should be alright. There we go, nice. Back to the line work, get rid of this guy. Delete. Yeah, it doesn't look too straight. So I'm happy with that. Cut. Paste. I will probably need to do the same thing with this actually. So that the designs for all the drawstrings look the same. Okay, so where was I? Okay, what I was actually doing before I got distracted by fixing that is, you know what, I'm still not quite happy with this line because it does look a bit too arced. Back to this, back to this, back to this. Now, will you let me do something a little subtler like that? There we go. Cut. Delete these guys, possibly you too. And then paste. Change it back to that. Yeah, that's better. Right, okay, now back to this. And doing some strokes. So Alt V. Let's get on with it. And then I need to actually think about what colours I'm making all this stuff. At the moment, much like the stuff on the table, I'm just going to be doing block colours. So like where there's these test tubes and the test tube holder thing, the rack, I'm just going to make it all one colour. It's a design choice. Wonder if it's worth doing that now that I think about it. No. Oh, I think I know this track. I think this might be a cover actually. Is this a cover? Hold on, let's find out. This may or may not be a cover of an 80s track. I'm like almost 100% certain this is a cover of a track, which I'm trying to remember what it's called, the original. I'm actually trying to remember the name of the singer as well. French, of course. Is it? It sounds so similar, this melody. Sorry, YouTube watchers, VOD watchers. Okay, I think that's that stroked. Let's do this one too. Maybe it isn't. They're not singing the chorus line I thought they'd be singing. Maybe it's just a really similar melody and it also happens to be a French singer. Man, if I remember what that track, the one I'm thinking of, is called, I will say. Okay, well, I'll keep going. I'll keep going for these two bits, and then I'm going to see if I can maybe do a bit of a palette selection. Sorry, I'm being very quiet today, aren't I? I think I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. A quiet one. No, don't bother with that sort of stuff. This is where I need to make some choices. So for instance, these gaps, I will just make them the same colour as this triangle, even so technically there'd be little tiny bits where that colour isn't there, but there's no point, because look how small it's going to be. It's going to be that small, so there is just need to be aware of scale and clarity, etc., etc. No, that's silly. Do it like this, and then like this. There we go. Okay, you know how I said I was going to now do the colouring? Let me just do these bits here, okay? Just do these bits here, and then we'll do the colouring. It's not a huge amount to do. Come on, let's just get all the stroking done. I'm trying not to. Anyway, whatever. The stroking. Oh yeah, technically this flask is actually in front of this. Wait, this is a beaker. This beaker is in front of this flask, so let's do it like this, so I can chop that bit of the beaker colour off. Not beaker, flask. Get it right. Get it right. Oh, so I won't be live streaming this Thursday because, as far as I'm concerned, that project I was talking about that I did a test for 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, is going ahead, and Thursday is going to be my first day working on it, like in an official capacity. However, it's not. I'm not going to be working on it every day of the week, so it might end up that today, Tuesday, for a little bit becomes my streaming day, depending how shattered I am, because yeah, it may be that I will just need 2 days, like a Monday and a Tuesday, to not be working, because otherwise I'm working every single day of the week on various things. But hopefully I would still like to dedicate like about an hour and a half or 2 hours weekly to this, because it just, you just need to keep the momentum going. So ideally I will still be doing it, but if I am shattered then I won't do it, because then I risk wrecking stuff, you know what I mean? Making bad choices, and then there's no point me doing it. Half of me is like, well, no, don't worry. I was going to say half of me is like, well, maybe don't draw in the streams, do something else. But no, this channel is about drawing, it's about streaming. I mean, I could do maybe, no. Either I'm going to work on this, or I'm just not going to, alright? I've just worked it out. Live on this stream. So yeah, hopefully I will be doing my streams on Tuesday regularly for a little bit. Maybe Monday, but probably Tuesdays. Okay, these are not beakers, these are like boxes and things, so let me also just do the same thing, however they will be a different colour. Actually, you know what? That was a bit silly. Let me just do like this. There we go. There we go. Oh, for heaven's sake. Ah! No, I'll just leave that one colour. I mean, maybe what I'll do is that as a different colour. There we go. Yeah, okay, and then the same again here. It's a bit of an odd one with these bits like peeking through. Do people still say partay? Isn't it a bit awkward when it's British people saying partay? Partay. What is it that again, apologies to YouTube watchers, but what is it about this singer? I think it's one singer and it's been, she's had multiple recordings. I forget what they call that, layered recording of her voice. Anyway, what is it about her singing? Because she's doing an American accent singing, but there are a couple of words she's pronouncing where she's clearly a Brit. And I'm just trying to work out what those words were. Okay, so that's that all stroked. Now let's pick some colours. Man, that beige 2 is so close to beige 1, it's barely worth having it, isn't it? It's like so close. I wonder if beige is even the right colour. Could it be more this purple colour? And the pink, this pink, and that brown but slightly lighter shades, I think, is what I'm going to do. I'm enjoying this gated snare. Okay. It's making me think ever slightly of The Art of Noise, but I don't think it is The Art of Noise. It's not got enough zany bits. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's grab this pink. Do I have a pink which is lighter than that, like less saturated? No, I don't, but I will do this and drop it in here. See, even that, no, it needs to be a little bit lighter, it's a bit muddy, but that means I can get rid of that beige too, because it's doing nothing for anybody. It's practically the same as the other beige. Get out of here. Are they? Where? Is there some hidden little bit of this beige somewhere? Show me. If I go to drawing, then it should show me. I'm not seeing this beige anywhere. Beige 2? Where? You're lying. Liar. Is it? Where? Is there a way you can like, let's see, if I right click on it. Protect color, recolor drawings, new default color, new texture. No. I'm not seeing anything that's this color, guy. So, goodbye. Let's see what happens if I delete it. First of all, save. Now we delete. Okay, colors you're trying to delete, I don't believe you. Does anything change? Nothing's changed. So, proof that Toon Boom Harmony is a lying software. Okay, where was I? I'm going to select. Oh, I am on the right layer. Good. Okay, turn the strokes back on, please. Hello? Strokes on, please. What's going on? Wrong tool. There we go. Wrong tool. Actually, no, I don't want the strokes on because I want to adjust. Okay, you can turn them off now. What pink was that? That was pink 1. So I guess I might do a pink 0 and then just rename these pinks. Hold on. Control V. There's that pink 1. Copy. So I'm going to call this one pink 0. Actually no, just rename that one 4. Rename this one 3. Rename this one 2. And then this one make a lot more vibrant and a lot less saturated. Something like that, I reckon, or maybe even less. Okay, this might be too bright, but let's give it a go. I. Oh no, that works, I think. Maybe a tiny bit more saturated. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. And I don't think there's any other colour in this that's that colour. I mean, I should be referring to this, but frankly, I reckon that you'll find somewhere here. So I'm not going off-piste that much from my colour ref. And also, I'm allowed to make my own hues. I have done a couple of them, actually. Okay, so that can be that colour. What about maybe a couple of the... I was going to do... Am I going to do every one of these test tubes a different hue? No, I think that's a bit fussy. So I think I will make this, maybe that colour too. No, this. No, definitely not that. Oh, obviously I've not closed. Oh no, I haven't, look. I did not close the stroke here. Terrible. There we go. That's more like it. 45 minutes already. Can you believe it? I cannot. That's crazy how fast time's going. Anything else? That could be this pink hue. I don't think so. Maybe like, excuse me, one of these things down here. Sorry, but I've not stroked those off yet. Okay. So I was saying, like that pink and that blue. I wonder actually if I should make it more like this. Or is this being a bit too cute? Like make this one the blue. And then make this one the pink. But is this a bit too cute? Is that like a bit too pink, blue, pink, blue? I think let's leave it like how it was, and then maybe I do actually prefer it being cute like that. What I will do is now colour the other bits. So I'm thinking, let's have a look, maybe like a yellowy orange. No. If anything, maybe like a maybe like, well, maybe like an orange after all. Does this pink? This pink needs to be a bit more brown. I don't want them to. I mean, I didn't want them to pop quite as much. Maybe like a bit more green in it, but not this kind of green. Taking it into the brown will just make it look a bit more, into the green will make it look a bit more orange, won't it? I may regret doing this. Let me have a little test. Is that too dull? What did it look like before? Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary particularly. Maybe a touch. It's like imperceptible, but it is a little bit better for me. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do another like kind of equivalent orange now. Orange! So let me take actually orange 3, copy that over, because those are the lightest of the oranges. I'm going to rename this orange 4 as orange 5, and rename this orange 4. And now we're going to do something similar. Sorry, that was weird. I'm sort of like partially rambling, partially just talking to myself, and I do occasionally make weird noises when I'm talking to myself. Okay. Oh, nobody clipped that. Right. I'm like less saturated, right? Is that gonna work? Is there any colour that basically looks like that? Let's have a look. Orange 4. Like yellow too dark. Is that very similar to... No, they're different, aren't they? Okay, well, let's see. Is this getting a bit too, like, a bit too colourful? Does this work? Oh! Why isn't this closed off? Where is the issue here? Oh, there you go, look at that. That's quite a severe error there. Okay, is this orange the answer? Are any of these colours the answer? Am I just going a bit too... like not quite subtle enough? Yeah, maybe orange is not the answer. I think the pink and the blue work, but the orange does not. So let's go back. There we go, to the point where I hadn't made that orange. Although now I need to, because I've pressed Ctrl Z enough times, I need to just do this again before I forget. What is the time? Okay, coming up to 1:45. Is that 1:45? No, 1:45. I'll probably work until about 3:15, so like another half an hour or so. Let's see if I can work out these colours before I log off. Maybe it's more like this colour, which is the same colour as the bookshelf, but I'll do a lighter one. What does brick 3 look like here? Oh, you see, that's actually not bad. So maybe like a lighter or actually a darker version of this. Well, brick 1's no good. That's too dark, right? Yeah, that's too dark. Brick 2 is the same colour as the actual bookshelf. And brick 3... Oh, maybe brick 3 is the right colour. I might make something slightly lighter, but then maybe it'll look too much like the pink. But I'll stick with this for now, more than the orange, that's for sure. Ooh, I can barely see the difference here. Hold on. Brick 3. Let's do Control V. Let's make a slightly lighter brick colour. Brick 4. There's nothing else like this, is there? No. Brick 4, and then I might be lazy. Oh wait, no, that's too red. I was going to just use their suggestions, but I don't like that. I don't like it. So let's do a bit more vibrancy. Touch more vibrancy. There we go. Is that any different? Tiny bit more. Is that now just basically looking like pink 1? Not quite. Let's find out. Yeah, it's very subtle. No, sorry, wrong one. That's what I meant to do. It's very subtle, but it is there. Maybe I could make it a little bit browner. And then a little bit more vibrant or less vibrant. Cancel that. think I'm going to stick to it being practically the same but not quite the same colour, and then if I don't like it I will change it later. I might end up making it, I don't know, maybe it needs to be more in the yellow. Was the orange actually the right one after all? And I effed it. Where are my yellows? Oh look, there's that orange that I'm not using anymore. Where is the yellows? Where is the yellows? Quite a few yellows here. Let's try yellow too dark. No. Yellow 3? Hell no. Yellow 1? Gross. One of the greens? I don't think this is the answer either. No. No, I think it's gonna either be this colour or the orange that I had but wasn't that keen on. How about grey? No. Oh, you know what I might do? It might even just be, what about if we do a switch? So I take you. You are what? You are brick 4. You are pink 1. So brick 4. Let's do you this. And then brick 4. There we go. Maybe that is what needs to happen. And so same again with this thing. I think this thing is meant to be behind this one. I think. So if I go to the line work, or is it in front? It's actually really hard to tell. This Bunsen burner thing, rack, is definitely behind this one, so that's some line work that needs rejigging. Cut. And then this paste. Let's make it this red so it's easy for me to see. Then I can do delete. Frankly, this all can get deleted. And then with this one, I'll just do round it off a bit. So and then I can delete that tiny chunk behind, and then cut, paste, and back to that colour. There we go. And then there's this little bit here that needs to go too. There we go. That probably can go too, right? Do I need to round that off there? Yes, I do. I mean, I probably don't, because this is extremely small in relation to the rest of the drawing, but here we go, I'm doing it anyway. Oh, wrong colour. Oh, keep up. Toon Boom, please. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Right. So I think I drew it. Oh wait, you can kind of see here. Yeah, this is meant to be behind because that's what I've done there. So if I go and do a grab the line work, go and do a grab the line work, grab that, grab that, that. I think that's it. Yeah. Actually, quite a lot of this is going to get deleted, isn't it? This colour, and then most of it's going to get removed. I think I'll do it like this, actually, where it is kind of touching, just because that's how it is here too. I know it's inconsistent, but there you go. Yeah, I think that's better. And then that also means I can delete that bit of fill that I've got here. Okay. Delete. Where is this? Oh, right, I'm looking at the wrong layer. Okay, you can go. You can go now. You need to leave. Let's do it. Grab that color before I delete it. Delete. And then I can get rid of these. Now, unnecessary strokes. And go back to... You can go to... And you can go and paste. Alright. It is so subtle, the difference of this brick fall colour, that I need to change it. I think it needs to go into the yellow a little bit more, and then that should be enough. Yeah, there we go, just to make it a little bit, because it was just too close to being, and then it's practically brick 2, but not quite brick 2. I feel like I need to do that. Yeah, they are slightly different. And I'm going to rename U 2 and U 3. There you go. I don't know, it's a placeholder for now. And then there are probably some bits here which I can make brick 1, including this, and this. Oh, slack. I'm being very slack here. In fact, actually, that's a bad idea. I'm gonna use this guy since he's already here. Like that. Cool. Escape. And turn off strokes and fill. Okay. I've had very few chatters, unfortunately, but it might just be because of the time of day that I'm working. But if you are there, hello. If you're there, welcome. I think I'm going to work, yeah, for another 15-ish minutes or so. 15, 20, 15, 15, 20 minutes. What colour do I make this other beaker flask thing? It is a beaker, right? Yeah, it's a beaker. I guess I'd probably just make it this colour again. D, I. Alt D is the eyedropper tool. No wait, Alt D. Yeah, that's what I said. And Alt I is the fill tool in Toon Harmony. Maybe I just make it this colour, or is this too cute? When I say too cute, I mean like something is following too much of a pattern, like it's too obvious of a choice. That's what I mean when I say, is this too cute? Like, I for instance think that this and this should be the same colour, and that this can remain pink, but this should also be pink. See, that seems a better balance to me now. It was a bit too cute. Wondering if this pink should actually be there at all, and whether we need a different colour. I'm going to leave it as the pink for now though. Excuse me. It might just be that the pink needs to be... Let's see, pink 2. No, that's not it either. There's pink 1, isn't it? Heck no. No. Have I now made that too vibrant? Is that too eye-catching? I don't know. Let me see in this second monitor. Yeah, I think that might be a bit too eye-catching where it is. So what does that mean? That means maybe I need to shift around what colours are what. I wonder actually, you know what I want? Let's have a look. What if I just make it this colour? No, there needs to be a little bit more variety there, doesn't there? Okay, let's see. Would it be any better if it was... Where's that brick again? That's brick 4, right? You're brick 4. Yeah. Make you brick. And then make you... Well, I do prefer it not standing out quite so much, but I don't like how there's less variety of colour here. I don't know, it's a tough one. I'll leave it as it is, just so I can move on and with this pink. And if I think it's annoyingly out there later on, I'll change it back to maybe just being like the rest, that kind of orangey brick colour I've got going. Okay, let's carry on. I'm going to leave these two spiky bits as they are, actually. Alright, okay, no, you know what, I will... No, I will... Do they even need to be there? Shift M. No, they do, but I'll leave them clear as they are. Until I change my mind again. So that means I can make maybe this bit this. And I can make maybe this one... No, make that one that colour, I reckon. Make that this colour. Oh, no. Clearly I haven't closed this off. Okay. I mean. Yeah, there we go. That looks good to me. And then maybe here. Right in the corner we can have that blue. But then I want this here. And I'm using this blue very sparingly. Well, trying to anyway. What could this pink be? This big pink flask be? I can't think. Let me try this colour again. I didn't like it, but and also I think it'll be just as out there as maybe if it was like a yellow, but a much subtler yellow. Funny how I've named these. Yellow, this is going to be too bright, of course. This is going to be too bright still. Oh. Do I mind that actually? Maybe that's still kind of bright. I think it's kind of on the right track here. So I'm going to make a yellow 6, I guess. This is going to be too... Yeah, no, not that. Okay, let's try yellow 6. I think we could do a yellow like this, you know. So that's technically yellow too dark. Okay, so let's do a yellow 2. I'm just going to call this yellow 6, I think. Yellow 6. And then let's use the eyedropper, no, the fill tool to fill that. And fill that with this new yellow 6. And I think... Ugh, not that. Gross. Just take the saturation down. And the vibrancy down to tiny bit less vibrancy. Let's go for 82. And saturation a little bit higher. Okay. I certainly think I prefer that to the whatever it was before. What was it before? I can't even remember. But I think I can live with that for now. It's really close, frankly, to Yellow Too Dark. If I put them next to each other, it's like, is it even worth having it as a separate colour? Let's try. Hold on. No, that's quite perceptibly different, isn't it? Yeah. But I think maybe I've gone a bit too dark. So 82, let's go for 85. And then with a saturation 43. There we go. Because look, if I do that, Alt-I, that's quite a bit more. And if I do that, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it at that for now, I think. I mean, I might have to just make all those colours a little duller eventually, but let me continue colouring for now. There is like a triangle thing that needs colouring here, and I think I'm going to just make it brown like the circle. See what happens if I make it this colour. Oh, well, that is that colour. If I made it purple. Oh. I think that's going to be too poppy. Yeah, that's no good. Definitely not that colour. Grey, that's going to be too... I think too much too. Yes. Maybe that's what you could do. You could have it, I'm going to switch them over there. Have that as orange. Get that one. Do that. And then do... Oh, haha. Do... No. Oh no, it's all going wrong. Do that. There we go. Yeah, I'll keep it like that for now. It's a tricky one. I mean, I was kind of struggling with these colour choices down here too. So I'm not like And I don't think they're too bad now, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like trying to get them look like they're at the back and not making everything look too messy. Yeah, so I'm questioning that yellow. I'm still questioning that yellow. If I did make it this, maybe that's just what it needs to be. Alternatively, this becomes blue. And what colour was it? It was that colour. This becomes that colour. Yeah, you see, that could work too. And that means I will make this thing, whatever it's supposed to be, this colour, I think. And now there's no yellow there whatsoever. But I like that more. There we go, we solved it. Kind of. I mean, I might still tweak it a little bit, but I think that's taking less of the limelight now. The limelight, what am I talking about? What time is it? Is it 3:15? Okay, it's coming up to 3:15, so I'm going to call it a day for now. Sorry, just a short one, really. Okay, I'll work for 6 more minutes, and what I'll do for those 6 more minutes is something super boring. Sorry, I'm just going to stroke some of these bits on the shelf below. Oh look, I noticed that there's technically supposed to be line work for these books going down here, so that needs to be fixed. Turn off the strokes, don't need that on the line work layer. I wonder if I you know what, I will just do one line, just the one line here. That can probably be, no, that'll keep it to 7. Actually, let's try 8. Then like this. Yeah, I wonder if all I need is that, frankly. Oh, and then I don't think I need this line at all, actually. Get rid of that. Oh, I've done it too long. I've done it too long. It needs to come down to about there. Okay, let's do that again. Let's do, actually, you know what, I'll do it on top and in a different colour. I think it needs to be more like that. And then I can get rid of this. Make you the right colour. Bring it onto the right sublayer. Da-da! Sorry, YouTube, that was a vocal in this track just went da-da! Out of the blue, kind of, so I wanted to also join in with the da-da. Da-da! Maybe... Oh, wrong colour. Come on, hurry up, Team Boom. There we go. Yeah, that works. And that also means this needs to go. I didn't realise just how much line work tidying up I needed to do on this back shelf. It's because it's very small, so frankly I probably don't, but I'll do it whilst I'm colouring. Oh, come on. Cut that out. Get rid of you. There we go, Control V. Nice. And needs a bit of tidying here too, frankly. Kill that. kill this one. And kill. I mean, I know that this machine in the foreground here definitely needs a lot of cleanup. It was one of the first things I drew when working on this. Design. There we go. So I can now go here, turn the strokes back on. Whoa! This song is about naughty substances, apparently. So it's a good thing it isn't being heard on YouTube, isn't it? I didn't even know you could sing songs about things like that. Oh. Although I do believe the coca leaf is supposed to be part of quite a lot of South American religious rituals, is it not? Am I being so offensive right now? Name me one narcotic that isn't used in some religious aspect somewhere. Fentanyl. Okay, fair enough. You got me there. Fentanyl, I doubt, is used in any kind of religious experience. And if it is, wow. Although loads of opioids are, aren't they? But I didn't think fentanyl is one of them. This is an adult channel, right? I'm not going to get in trouble talking about things like fentanyl. Kids, don't do drugs. They literally ruin your lives. Your many lives get ruined by things like fentanyl. Literally, it will wreck you. Okay, what time is it? Okay, I'm going to quickly do this and then I'm going to go. And thank you very much for watching. I don't know if this was the most exciting of all the streams I've done so far, but it was technically a little bit more challenging because I'm getting to the nitty-gritty now when it comes to the hues. And just so I know I have stroked those off, I'm just going to fill them with a, what would you call it, like a colour for now. Just fill those up so I know that I have done that. Alright, cool. Yeah, they won't stay that colour, I don't think. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'm going to save that. That's version 71. Let's do an export image 71. Go. And I will send that to myself so I can look at all the shades I've picked today and think, why on earth did I pick these shades? They are all terrible and I can't believe I'm still streaming. I should quit. Thank you very much for watching, and I think most likely the next time I'm going to be online will be either Monday or Tuesday the next week, probably Tuesday though, because Thursdays have now become a work day for me, which I didn't predict. But thank you anyway, and have a great rest of the week / weekend. Cheerio. And I mean, if I stream before then, keep an eye out on your notifications. Bye bye. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Yes.